Hey, what's going on, y'all? You know how we do, so let's just get it started. Um, of course, I still am waiting on that debate review, but I think I'm just going to scrap that at the moment because we all know he did poorly. We all know Joe Biden did poorly in terms of his delivery, but I think it's really sad in the state of America to say, like, just how we are as a country, that we are more concerned about how someone looks and sounds, but we're less concerned about what they actually say. If we, you know, if we actually listen to the words of Donald Trump, they were terrifying. Like, he lied literally about everything. He denied everything. He didn't really say any specific policies that he wanted to do. It was just like he was so substantively poor. We should be talking about that. But just the fact that this society in America is so trapped on optics and really age discrimination, if we really want to call it. It's like some ageist shit. Like, there are lots of old CEOs that are 75 plus still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, still making money, still making great decisions. And that's literally what we need to be concentrated on, right? We don't need a character. And additionally, I feel the matter is we're voting on the wrong things. We shouldn't be voting on a man or a personality. We should be voting on policies, right? We should be voting on policies and voting on record. We should not be voting on whether the person speaks, you know, perfectly at every moment. Especially someone with a stutter and is known to be gaffing, and he's 80 years old. But at this moment, the presidency is like a machine, right? It's not like he's the king, which a lot of people think. He has a lot of people in place to do the things that he needs to do. So the president is really like a figurehead. So I feel like a lot of people don't even understand, like, the president is not in there doing everything all the time, which is like really incumbent upon him being a manager of all his staff and making sure that he's able to get all his things accomplished. And just the runoff, I mean, if you're a black person, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not all of you are, but you should be very, very happy with what Joe Biden's done, despite what Donald Trump says, that he's the best thing for black people since Abraham Lincoln, which is also very loaded. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is Abraham Lincoln the best president for black people merely because he signed the Emancipation Proclamation? I mean, does that make him truly like the best president for black people? But no, I digress. But Donald Trump just says this without any really kind of evidence. But if you look at every number for black people in America, just about during Joe Biden's tenure, he has done far better. We've had lower unemployment with Joe Biden. We've made more real wages under Joe Biden. More black people have health care under Joe Biden. More black people and black families have been risen out of poverty under Joe Biden. They've had more secured and increased funding for HBCUs under Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? And these are all things that you can just literally go check, and they're relying on you not to check. So I mean, I'm really, at first I was on some shit like, oh my God, this guy, like, optically we need to get somebody else in there, because it really doesn't matter who we have in there actually. But as long as it's not Donald Trump at the moment. But we have to just go by Joe Biden. And I really think, like, what his agenda is, the people who he's put in place. And even if Kamala is the person that has to take over, I have full confidence that she'll be able to achieve his vision, have the same kind of success that he will, which is the thing we need to really be concerned about. So, debate over. I want to get into this Project 2025, and I'm going to give my shouts out to Taraji P, because I haven't heard anybody really talking about this until she said it at the BET Awards. And now I've known about this plan for a while, but even I am faulting myself in not really having publicized this. But I feel like now is a good instance to really do it. There are so many things wrong with this project, and there's so many to go over. I feel like I'll be dedicating a lot of videos to this space to really just try and break down each thing and about how it will impact most people. But in general, the thing I want to talk about right now is Donald Trump's response. Donald Trump, and if you've noticed, Anytime there's anything negative, anytime there's somebody in his camp that's done something crazy, anytime that one of his supporters do something, anytime like it's like something negative, he always just says, well, I don't know anything about that. Like every single time. There is never a time that Donald Trump has taken accountability for anything. And even the times when he can't help but take accountability, he's just like, well, I didn't know about it. I didn't know that's that person. And he will be more than willing to throw everyone under the bus. But I just want to say to you, like, first of all, it's unbelievably impossible that he doesn't know about this. It is unbelievably impossible. Guarantee you everybody in his camp knows about it. So this is the thing. If he doesn't know about it, that's more disturbing. Like, I mean, I feel like he thinks that it's an excuse like, oh, I've never heard of Project 2025, despite the fact that the project names him over 300 times. Over 300 times does it name Donald Trump. So there, in addition, it's the Heritage Foundation. I mean, if you know anything about conservative politics, that's like the largest think tank for the Republican Party. The largest. There's literally no way he doesn't know about the Heritage Foundation. There's no way he doesn't know about this project, especially when you look into the fact that 95% of all the things in 2025, he's already advocated for. Without even knowing it, he's already allegedly out not really knowing it. He's already advocated for all these things, like to dismantle the DEA, dismantle the FDA, to dismantle the FBI and the CIA, to, you know, get rid of Meals on Wheels, to, you know, change Social Security, to, you know, just all these horrible things, the Environmental Protection Agency to dissolve it, to get rid of regulation. All these things that are in this plan. Supreme Court justice is packing the court. All of it's in the plan. It's his platform. It's what he's doing, but he claims not to know it. Like, to me, that's more alarming that you, leading the conservative party, claim not to know anything about the Heritage Foundation and their actual plan for America. And the fact that, like, you are literally doing the plan. So, like, his ignorance of it doesn't matter. And it's actually more alarming that you are claiming that you don't know. But it's okay, because people just, that's his MO. He just claims he doesn't know it. And then people are just like, oh, well, he doesn't know it. But like, what we need to understand is like the fact of whether the dumbass former President Trump says he knows it. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what the conservative movement is pushing towards on every single level. And y'all need to read it. You just need to read it. Like, don't take discernment is what we do need to have, right? Like we've said before, like, just be curious. Be curious. Like, this is major. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that we should take the time to actually read what the conservative plan for America is. They don't want to say it. They want to disown it. They want to try and be whatever, but yet they're doing it. So in the next coming days and next coming posts, I'm going to go over some of the specific things about Project 2025, but just the notion that that is the only thing that matters right now. And all these Supreme Court rulings, like, my God, like, I can't even deal. Like, I couldn't even figure out what video to post because, like, this is just crazy right now. So between, you know, Donald Trump and his lies and the Project 2025 and the Supreme Court going completely rogue, like, America, I literally am fearful. I'm literally fearful. And voting in Democrats now couldn't be more important than it is right now. And so until next time, hopefully we get the conversation started and change a couple minds.